Hey guys, Mr. Dan here, coming at you with unfortunately, a COVID positive review. Hope by the time you see this, I'm sure I will have a full recovery. I've been sick all week. I did take a test earlier in the week that was negative, but I took one today that was positive, so it is what it is. So anyway, in preparation for Wild Eye Week, I have to start working on some of these reviews a little early. So, Ceasar and Otto's Paranormal Halloween. I watched this on Tubi, and I was not aware at the time, but this is a creation of writer and director Dave Campfield, who plays Ceasar, and he has, this is actually a series of films, including Ceasar and Otto's Deadly Christmas, 2012, and this one came out in 2015, and there are some short films as well. And overall, it was pretty good. For me to try to describe what this movie's about, I mean, it's basically a spoof on horror movies. I mean, I might as well just read this. Half-brothers Ceasar and Otto live out some of horror's most terrifying scenes when they agree to house sit a home filled with ghostly visions, levitating objects, and possessions. This hilarious horror plays homage to such classics as The Exorcist, The Amityville Horror, Sinister, Insidious, and more. Also The Omen. And boasts an all-star cast including Tiffany Shepis, Felissa Rose, Brink Stevens, Vernon Wells, and Sean Whalen. So I watched it on Tubi. You see the disc actually has a few extras, including a Robert Z'Dar tribute. Apparently he was one of the stars that got to appear in one of their earlier films. Yeah, some of the guest stars are funny. Vernon Wells in particular was funny. Of course, he played Wes in The Road Warrior. He was also in Commando with Schwarzenegger. It's a brief scene. You know, Felissa Rose has a few brief scenes, but she's funny. This is a very goofy kind of horror comedy. It's almost going for like an Abbott and Costello kind of a vibe. As far as the Halloween setting, it does take place in the days before Halloween, so there's almost like a countdown to Halloween. I don't think it's going to be on a list of anyone's favorite Halloween movies, though. Movies that are set during Halloween. I mean, you see some decorations and things, but it's mostly a spoof on horror movies. And there's some pretty fun ones. There's a weird sort of dreamlike sequence with a Ken doll in front of the wallpaper from The Shining. It's pretty weird. I would say that unlike the Velocipaster, which I've now received my physical copy. I did watch this on Tubi, so excited to watch the special features for that one. Unlike the Velocipaster, which was almost like hit the bullseye every time, this one doesn't quite do that. This is a more conventional runtime. I think it's about an hour and 25 minutes. And they could have cut a little bit out, I think. I would have been happy with an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes. They cut away to this one priest who's hell-bent, for lack of a better word, on doing an exorcism. And he does show up at the end, I think. So it's hard to remember the plot. It was just so ridiculous. But you know, I don't know, they kept cutting away from Ceasar and Rodney to this guy. And if they had left that out, it would have been a little shorter, maybe. Yeah, some of this, just to give you a feel for it, in the beginning, Ceasar is babysitting, and he's dressed as a woman to get the job. And then there's a news flash that says that the escaped killer, Michael Miles, is returning to his home in Haddon Borough. It's that goofy, and it's that broad. And I don't know, if you're a fan of horror movies and you're a fan of goofy comedies, I think you might enjoy this. If you're familiar with the Ceasar and Rodney series, you'll have a pretty good indication whether this is for you or not. I was not. If you've seen any of the other ones, is this par for the course, or the other one's better? Please let me know. Yeah, there's some funny bits. I mean, they bring their dad along with them. He's a mess of a human, just like they are. And at one point, he starts digging in the basement. There's a brick wall that's kind of been plastered over, so he digs through it and finds like a videotape, and that's when you see the Vernon Wells cameo. He was a homicidal maniac that lived in the house before them, and he's pretty funny. I mean, he even has like a couple of lines from the Road Warrior, you know, where he says, you know, you can run, but you can't hide, things like that. Yeah, this was enjoyable. Like I said, it could have been a little shorter, but it still held my attention. It was pretty good. If Velocipaster was like a 10 out of 10 as far as achieving what it wanted to do with the jokes, I think this is like a 7 out of 10. So there you go. Caesar and Otto's Paranormal Halloween, available on Tubi. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks.